Welcome to this week's episode of News of the North. It's October 31st, 2017, and I'm your host, Paul Filio, here with my co-host, the spooky Antoine Bergeron.
That's not an adjective I've heard about me.
It's Halloween.
Yeah. It's thematically there. Don't know if it fits.
I could have been like, the spooky Antoine Bergeron, but you know.
That's Steve Orium.
Yeah, exactly.
I could be called spooky for kids. Kids seems to be afraid of me.
That's because you're a giant.
Yeah.
Derailed before we even started. I like it. It's going to be a good show.
Or usual.
So we have only 13 items, so given the way we've started, it'll probably be an hour-long news broadcast. Alrighty, though. Down to business. Get serious. Game face on. Let's start with the news, as always, and then we'll jump into our Kickstarter stuff. First up this week, we have some new releases from Dicey Ventures Studios, 6mm printable sci-fi terrain.
So Dicey Venture, we've already spoken about when they did their fantasy 3D terrain. It was the Elemental Village, if I remember correctly, the title. It was all kind of cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
So this time they went for a sci-fi terrain. They have 6 different items, all pretty cheap. Goes from $3 to $5 to buy the STL file. Is it the right term?
Yep. And what's funny is it was printable. I assumed it was printable on paper / cardboard. I didn't realize it was 3D printable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. And they're scaled for 6mm, but you could probably just double their usable scale to print for 10 to 12mm for games like EV Gear or Drop Zone Commander. Yeah, most of their buildings are one piece, but one of them, the high rise, is multiple pieces, so you can print as many levels you want to. Like there's a bottom, there's a top, and you can print as many middle in between rows to make it higher or lower if you want.
You know, I may have to try this out, just to see how it scales up.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing we're lacking is good Drop Zone Commander terrain.
Exactly.
So this could be a worthwhile investment. And like you said, super affordable. Some of the buildings are as low as $2.99, and the most expensive one's $4.99. How do you go wrong?
Yeah, and the one at $4.99, it's what they call their refinery complex. So it comes with, I think, 5 different pieces.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. No, very, very cool. All right. Next up, Neko Galaxy, Nalani the Desert-Born.
So this is a post-apocalyptic bust. Well, a bust of a post-apocalyptic female warrior, I could say. So she looks nice. She has a kind of a Mad Max look to her.
Yeah.
But she's not too dirty. Well, she's not dirty. It's just a 3D print of it. But I like the flowing air and just the whole pose of it.
And I like she's not completely super cheesecake. Boobs hanging out and whatever. Yeah. I mean, she's kind of dressed like I dress when I'm airbrushing, but goggles, giant paint mask, air filter mask. But I like the details. It's got enough detail to be interesting, but not over the top. It seems to make sense. And that's one thing I find with a lot of people is that when they do sculpts now, they throw on so much, so many gribbly bits.
Yeah,
that don't really add to the model.
They can easily add so much.
Duplicate item. Pouch. Yeah. It's like if Rob Liefeld was a sculptor. Yeah, so I think it's the right mix of detail and simplicity. So it looks nice. She's got her big assault rifle on her back there, like any good desert goer should have. Which is very cool. Do we have pricing?
Yeah, so people, if you listen, we will send the link for the store.
And
in the store, there's only the art pieces. However, if you look for Neko Galaxy on Facebook, you'll be able to find the sculpt.
Yeah. So, and you know what? For a 1 to 10 scale bust, €54 puts it in the right ballpark.
Yeah, she's not the cheapest we've seen, but she's not that high either.
Yeah,
so.
She's not crazy expensive either, so. Oh, and actually, it's nice to have the artwork because it lets me see that vambrace she had actually is supposed to be a display screen. In the 3D render, the sculpt, you can't see it, right? Because it's just a plain
it could
piece
just
of
be
resin.
A plate or...
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize it was a display. That's a cool idea.
I like to see also that... I thought she had a robotic arm, but no, it's just a glove.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was a cybernetic hand. So there you go. In fact, it's a Nintendo Power Glove. That's what she's wearing. Someone finally found a use for it. Of course, if we have any listeners under the age of 40, they're going to have no clue what the hell we're talking about.
I'm under 40 and I know what you're talking about.
Under the age of 35. Sorry, under the age of 35. That's... Listen, you young whippersnapper. Don't mock me. All right, next up. Aenor Miniatures, new releases.
So it's 3 models for 28 to 32 millimeter fantasy stuff. There's a thief, a barbarian, and the last one...
Druid?
Is there a name for it? She looks like a gypsy witch or a gypsy... sorcerer, maybe?
She has something going on. Her staff is throwing up the horns there.
Yeah.
And it looks like the cat is spraying her, but I guess her relationship with her familiar is not so good. I'm sure it's just the angle, but the way the cat looks on the base, at least I think it's a cat.
Yeah.
It's not extremely close and the angle's kind of odd, so it's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it's backed up to her and marking its territory. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, cool sculpts. I like the pose of the rogue. It's very dynamic.
Yeah.
And again, they're kind of naturally proportioned, right? They don't look... I mean, the barbarian is crazy, super ripped. Arnold would have been jealous back in his heyday. But the other two are very normal proportioned human beings. Her boobs aren't sticking out 6 feet from her chest, and her clothing is what people would wear. So it's not the chainmail bikini. The thief looks very human as well. And it's nice to see. Most fantasy miniatures tend to be kind of extreme. So, it's good. That barbarian, though. Someone's got to get off the roids.
So right now, they are available as a pre-order. They will only be shipping start of December or mid-December. It's €30 for the 3. And they'll eventually be available individually.
And they're resin?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. €30 for 3. That seems pretty reasonable. What scale is it? 32, 28?
30 mil, 28 mil, yeah.
Okay.
They come on 30 millimeter bases, the round lipped, so they're probably 32 scale, a bit higher.
That's pretty easy. Okay. What's next in line? Creepytables, La Charra.
So this is a bust of what they call the Santa Muerte legend. She looks like patched up undead Mexican girl with a big sombrero and a snake.
That is a seriously cool bust.
Yeah. Bust, what, is there a scale mention? Oh, there's a size though. It's 3.5 inches high with the pedestal, and without the foot.
Yeah, the pedestal.
Yeah, there's a small pedestal that comes with it, so you don't need a plinth to go with it.
It's very cool. I do not want to be the person that has to paint all those scales.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I like a lot of the details, the roses, the hair I think is well done. It's quite cool. What's the price? €45 for the model. Now, the only catch is that they've €20 shipping and handling to Canada and the US.
Yes.
So €65. It does make it on the pricey side. It is a beautiful sculpt. And you've got pictures of the cast and stuff. So like you get to see what the final product looks like, which is nice.
It's a case of order in gang to save on shipping a bit.
Yeah,
if other
exactly.
People once or some of the other bust available by that company.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. But she is a very pretty model. All right. What do we have next? Oh, yeah. My personal favorite this week. Privateer Press, Black Anchor Heavy Industries, Dracodile on pre-order.
So
Booyah.
First we'll mention the Black Anchor Heavy Industries thing. That's a new way for Forge World. For Forge World.
That's right. That's you got it right.
So we'll jump right with it. It's the equivalent of the Forge World for Privateer Press. So it's the way they will distribute new, big, huge base models like the Dracodile that's just mentioned. They have also announced already that the Uchaller for the Trollbloods will be on that, and Scar 3 will also be distributed by Black Anchor Heavy Industries. What that means is those will be direct order from Privateer Press only.
Yep.
Now, you'll have about a month and a half window to pre-order. And if you do pre-order, you get free shipping internationally and also a token item to go with it. Like for this first one, it's going to be a Black Anchor Heavy Industry t-shirt. For others, it might be something else. We don't know. The price is cheaper than comparable models in the same material. So this one will be resin and metal, like some of the Gargantuans. And nowadays, I think all colossals are in plastic, or most of them.
Yeah, most of them.
So it's not the same price you'll see for a colossal, but as he's in resin plastic, it should be higher. But sadly, it goes outside of the usual retail route for people who prefer to buy from stores, so you'll have to get it direct instead.
Yeah, I think the real problem is that if you look at the original Colossals, and you look at a retail store selling miniatures expects a 40 to 45% profit margin, right?
Mm-hmm. So
Privateer Press knows that, okay, a model this size, the market will bear a price of $125, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So if we've got to give the retailers 45 points margin, okay, well, that means their cost has to be, whatever, $70, $75. And Privateer Press has to absorb the manufacturing costs, the shipping costs, which are not cheap because these things are big, so you get less per crate. Then it has to go to the distributor. Distributor has to make a percentage. So I think what was happening is Privateer Press was either not making anything, or maybe even losing money on these large models in full resin, right?
The Sea King is almost 150 US.
Yeah.
And it probably had an impact on sales.
Yeah.
I'm sure. For people in the US, that's not something big because it doesn't matter. They'll get free shipping. There's no customs fee. So sure, it doesn't have, they're going to throw their FLGS, but outside of that, that's it. The big drawback for the rest for the international customers is the customs fees that you'll get hit with.
Yes.
And I think for people in Europe with VAT, which is so crazy usually, it's going to be brutal. Sure, the model is less than it should be for the same material, but it's still not cheap. It's $109.99.
Yeah. So what'll happen is people will ship it to friends inside the US, and then those friends will, send a gift to their friend in Europe. People will find a way around it because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare. Anyway, main point though is the model's wicked cool.
The Dracodile is really cool. The Dracodile is the Gargantuans for the Gittermen of the Minions faction.
Yes.
He looks big.
Yeah. I am so tempted, Antoine. I keep talking about Gators because I'd love to play Gators, even though they're not terribly good. But they're going through CID, so that should help.
Yeah. And they have the best minion caster in them, Rask. And he's going to be in the new army box that's coming out in January.
Yeah, he's also the caster I like the least, but...
well, it's the only one that's not a gator, so
I would
I
play...
can see why.
I kind of leaning towards Yaga Yaga. I like the look of her, or Jaga Jaga, I don't know how it's pronounced, but I really like her look. But yeah, this guy is wicked cool. And he's got some really fluffy, neat rules. He's territorial, I think is the rule.
Yeah,
where he gets to charge large bases and
huge bases
for free. It's like, I can just see him running up and eating a Khador Jack. Nom 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 nom. Okay, I gotta stop talking because I'll be putting on my credit card right here, right now. When's pre-orders till? Do we have a...
Until the 1st of December.
Excellent, excellent. And when is this shipping? December 15th.
It's limited to 1,000 pre-orders.
Yeah, and after that it'll become a regular store item.
Yeah. So if you want the free shipping and the shirt, don't wait too much because that might be... 1,000 seems like it's high, but it's worldwide, so I'm not sure how long it will last.
I will also point out that they only have gamer sizes into medium fat. So if you're past double XL, no free T-shirt for you.
I just saw that. You get one, but you give it to your friend.
I'm borderline safe, right? I'm right at the limit. So either I have to lose weight or at least not gain. Anyway, yeah, cool model, 109, free shipping to the US. Bye. Okay, next up. More Privateer Press stuff. Company of Iron launched this week.
Yeah, it launched last weekend. Or last week, in fact.
Last week, yeah.
Yeah. So, Company of Iron is a new skirmish variant for War Machine and Hordes. It's using the same models. It's using the same cards. However, the rules are similar. It used the base War Machine rules, but some of the stuff has been adjusted because it's now activation by activation model. So you activate the model, it goes to your opponent. You still buy your army or your list by using the official price for units. So let's say a unit of brigands is 9 points. You'll get 6 brigands for that. However, on the table, they will activate separately. So you just buy models by bunch, but on the table, they act separately and act as individuals instead of as units. It comes with the scenarios for it. The box come with Signor and minions, so some Stormblades they're called, I think.
Yeah.
Stormblades and some brigands with a special character for each. All the cards, the rules, the tokens, the dice, everything you'll need to play. For people who are interested in the game but don't need those factions, you can get the command deck, which are the cards you need to play. You can get it from either Privateer Press store, or you can order them through Drive-Thru RPG as a print-on-demand service. Depending on which one you prefer, having them they cost a bit more from PP store because they come with the rules booklet. But if you're through the Drive-Thru RPG, it's a lot cheaper. I think it's less than half. However, you won't get the rule, and you might not have the exact same quality of cards. But I have some of the Drive-Thru RPG cards, and they're fine anyway for playing cards. So I've already played one game last night, and I really liked it.
That good, eh?
Yeah.
I'll have to give it a try. I fear that because I only have a loose grasp of the rules for War Machine anyway, that I'll start confusing stuff between Company of Iron and the regular game, because I know some abilities have different effects in Company of Iron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the part that worries me.
As just said, for to make sense in that new way of playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Freebooter Miniatures. New releases. So
they have announced 3 new releases. One of them is limited because it was a special model that they made for Spiel Essen. I have no idea if it's still available. They called it La Pelotera, which is limited to 1,000 models. It's a Bulgar and a translator for Iron Ball, which is the new sport game. But she's also working as a mercenary in the regular game. On top of that, they have 2 other releases. Senora Yava, which is a referee for Iron Ball or a mercenary for Freebooters Fate. And lastly, the Capitaine Octavia, which looks like a female Davy Jones.
Yep.
Which is a mercenary model that was developed with the fans instead of being developed only in-house. So,
it's a neat model.
Models, yeah.
They have a lot. I'm not a pirate person, but if I was, this game has some wicked cool models.
Yeah. The second one, Senora Yava, is my favorite one.
She's really nice.
Really nice. I'm playing goblins, but if I was playing pirates, I would probably get her.
And again, I like the fact that she's got like human proportions.
Yes,
she's a bit of a heavier woman, So it's nice to see that. We don't see it as often as we should. Let's put it that way. All right. Next up, Kromlech, Iron Reich Warchief.
So this is a big orc war boss with their maybe German-inspired World War II Nazi-inspired look that they have sometimes with the cap and the trench coat.
Yeah, there's I'm trying to remember which faction that is of orcs.
Kromlech has a whole line converted to fit with that. Because in the regular clans, there's none of the clans that exactly fit that. The Commandos kind of have that look, but they're more guerrilla warfare than that, especially.
There used to be something that was more kind of Nazi Germany inspired back in the day, but it's been toned down quite a bit.
Yeah, well, they were the guff, but it was mostly the helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's pretty big. In the page we're linking to, we're not linking straight to the store, so you can get all the pictures. But in the page, you'll get a link to the store. There's a size comparison with regular orcs, and he's a lot bigger. Would make a cool war boss or a leader for your nobs, maybe. Yeah,
he's very cool looking, very large. Man, Kromlech does nice stuff. He's so well detailed. Yeah, he's got a lot of details.
48mm eye.
Yeah,
and clocks at €25.
And again, right, this thing has a lot of detail and a lot of things going on, but it doesn't look overdone like we see a lot from GW, which is nice. Mm-hmm. So as always, Kromlech making good stuff. Do we have a price tag on?
Yeah, €25.
€25. Yeah, it makes sense for a model that size. All right. As we say en français, suivant next. Fireforge, Albion's Knights.
Yeah, so it's another release by Fireforge that is not historical. This is a release of fantasy knights. They could be used either for probably Bretonians, for the Free People Empire or something like that for Ninth Age. Or for any... They're pretty generic, so they could be used for any type of fantasy knights. And they're affordable. You get 12 knights for €27.
Wow. Is that ever crazy cheap? That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's on pre-order right now. If you pre-order while it's still on, I'm missing the date when it closes. But if you do, you will get a pack of 12 embossed shields in resin, so special shields that are nicer than the regular shields you'll get in the box.
Yeah, so you won't have just the plain smooth plastic shields.
Yep.
Well, you'll still have them, but I mean, you'll have the option to use the detailed ones.
Yep.
Which is cool. All right. Last in the regular news items is Reaper Miniatures, All Hallows Eve.
So this is a single model. It's kind of a Halloween-inspired witch. The name's already said. Sadly, the picture on the website is not good. kind of they had a fuzzy primer problem and didn't cast another one in time to publish the picture.
Yeah.
But, she's nice. Comes with a cycle. She has a broom in the back.
A sickle. Yeah.
Sickle. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I just don't want to confuse people.
A crow on her second end. I like the mini.
Yeah.
She's simple. Yeah. She does have a lot of stuff on her, but she's not overdone. She fits Reaper style with her.
Yeah, and I thought she was. It's funny. I thought at first it was a Sophie variant, because Sophie is kind of like the Reaper mascot character.
Yeah,
she's a succubus. So I thought for sure it was a Sophie, and then I realized no, there's no wings. It's not Sophie. It's just
doesn't fit with the name. She's Eve.
Yeah, it's true. She's Eve. Right. And she is only $11.49 US. So nice miniature, good price. What we come to expect from Reaper. All right, that takes us into our crowdfunding stuff. And first up this week, we have Greebo Games, Legacy Vault Limited Edition, Fang and Hood.
So this is the main goal of this Kickstarter is to fund a battle diorama between Red Hood and Grandma Werewolf.
You know, I did not realize this was Greebo.
Because they usually do Blood Bowl stuff.
Sports ball teams, yeah, exactly.
Sports ball team, yeah. But yeah, it's them. So you can get that battle diorama with the wolf in, Red Hood is jumping in the air, and the wolf is holding one of her arm while she's coming down. It's a nice dynamic pose. You can also get a bust of the wolf. You can get the girl as a single minis, and the other thing that you can get is a lot of rabbits in Halloween disguise. Cute little murdery rabbits. All kind of bunnies.
Yeah, just looking. This is
course, Yom has a bunny fetish, so
yeah,
that's why it caught my eyes so much.
Yeah, and there's actually, I guess all these, the larger sculpts, the bust and the diorama figure are limited edition.
Yes.
So each purchase you get a certificate of authenticity with, which is kind of cute, signed by the sculptor and by the owner of Greebo. So that's pretty neat. And you know, the models are over the top.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the Red Riding Hood is like a dark elf, and she's, you know,
a murderous dark elf.
Murderous dark elf, scantily clad Red Riding Hood. Yeah. But I love the wolf as grandma. Looks hilarious. This is a really cool model. I don't know if I'd want to paint it just because there's so many, like the fur detail and stuff would make me insane. But it's a really cool model.
I didn't see that. The wolf, one of his paws has not destroyed, still is a bunny slipper.
What?
If you look at the battle scene, the foot that's on the ground.
It's a pig. It's a pig slipper.
It's a pig?
Yeah, it's a pig nose.
I see it now.
The tongue hanging out. It's a pig slipper.
Okay. Still have its slipper.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, just the little details in this thing. It's phenomenal looking.
The glass on the end of his nose.
Yeah. You know, they get the cute little chibi things too, so there's something for everyone in this Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And the chibis are not expensive.
They're like, what, 3
euros?
3 euros each? Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Grandma Wolf, and you know what? The add-ons are bad. So there's a Grandma Wolf, not the diorama one, but by itself, for 15 euros. I'm assuming it's a smaller scale. And there's a red by herself for 8 euros. The big sculpt, the diorama, let's see, what's the pledge level for that? 45 euros. So for models of that size, that's pretty reasonable. And it's free shipping to the US and Canada.
Yeah, Europe, US, and Canada.
Wow.
And It's a cool project, really.
Yeah, I'm torn. I don't think I want the diorama, but I like the individual models. So I'm just wondering if maybe I back for $1 to get the pledge manager to buy the individuals,
Mm-hmm. That would be a good way for Yom to order some bunnies.
There's always there is always that, yes.
Yeah. I didn't see there's a all bunnies pledge.
Yeah, and it's actually it's €3 euros to get the privilege to order the add-ons separately, as opposed to the €1 pledge. It's a €3 pledge, but that's okay. I don't mind. All bunnies, €69. There's a lot of bunnies.
Yes.
I mean, it's 18 if you count the one that's 3 per base.
And the Bonado.
And the Bonado, yeah. So I guess if you're counting by bases, that's 16 models. Yeah. With 4 more to be unlocked, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
And for €69, I mean, that's not expensive. And super cute. Okay, I gotta stop looking at this. Alright. So let's look at the numbers. So they were looking for €1,000. They are currently at €20,050. So I think it's gonna be okay.
It should.
There's still 24 days left to go at the time of recording. So this Kickstarter will be completely funded by Thursday, November 23rd, 2017. Next up, Cross Lances, Halloween Hellraisers, 2 teams for fantasy football.
So the name says it all. However, the teams you get. So the first one is the Undead Hellraisers. It's all kind of all the skulls are pretty cartoony.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
I don't play Blood Bowl, so, but I like the aesthetic they went for. It's something really different. We don't usually see that.
Yeah. It's really a different aesthetic. And when we say cartoony, it's really cartoony, like simplified lines, but exaggerated features, cartoon looks. I like them. So everything's in the stuff you have 2 knights, undead knights, like empty armors. So he's holding the helmet in his hands. There's no shoulders because it should be cloths. So it's just the arms sticking out on the sides. Some imps, some small creatures with pumpkin heads, a couple of werewolf, some mummies, and some skeletons. So depending on which mix you get different type. Which team you get different type of those models separated. Either a bit of everything, or the second one is a lot of the small pumpkin heads.
Yeah. And what's pretty cool about this is when you back it, your choice, you have the choice of resin or metal models for your teams. So I think that's pretty cool. Pledge levels are pretty straightforward. 1 team, €79 for a full lineup. 2 teams is €119. So a better value. And I'm not sure what the... So the early bird, I don't know what the... Oh, you had a couple Kickstarter exclusives. I was like, I don't understand, the value is the same. Like the pledge level's the same, so I don't understand what the difference was, but I guess you get some extra stuff. And they're all sold out, so say love you. Let's look at the numbers here. So, they were looking for €3,000, and they're currently at €8,203 with 7 days left to go. So this Kickstarter is funded successfully, and unless something unforeseen happens, this Kickstarter will complete successfully on November 6, 2017. Next up, Dark Art Studios, Fierce, Warriors and Monsters.
So this is a collection of 32mm scale fantasy models, medieval fantasy models, and scenery. It's all hand sculpted, so grain stuff skulls. That's what you see on the Kickstarter project. All kind of different beasts, warriors, mounted creatures. It goes again. There are some dinosaurs, some orc warriors, ridden monsters, everything.
Yeah. And some of the sculpts are kind of old school.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad, but the look kind of looks like something 90s, early 2000s. But a lot of cool stuff, and they went for something a little bit different. So you're not buying, like, you don't pledge for a set of miniatures. You get a point value, and then you use that point value to buy models. Every model is assigned a cost in points.
Could have been dollar values, and you just bought for them. That's just a fancy way of making it more complicated for baggers to get stuff, I find.
Well, okay, Antoine.
It's not the first Kickstarter who does that. Like, and it's simple. You look at the add-ons. 60 points is £6. You could just have removed that and put a dollar amount. But it works because the bigger pledge you get more points for your dollar value.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Sure.
No need to pee in their Cheerios, Antoine.
Yeah.
I mean, you put them in this list, so...
Oh, yeah. I like the models. That's it.
Yeah, they have pledges starting at £20, and pledge levels going up, to £200. At £200, you get 2,600 points to spend. So, obviously, essentially more free stuff. The more you spend, the more free stuff you get. Though they're currently having a bit of a struggle. So they're looking for £2,500, and they're currently at £747. Now, actually, I may be spoken too soon. I say a struggle, but I don't know how long the Kickstarter has been running for. Do you happen to know?
Launched on October 13th, so quite 2 weeks ago.
So quite a stretch. They have 12 days left to go to hit their goal. And they're still quite a ways away, but the goal is not an astronomical amount.
No.
So it should be feasible to hit. And if they hit it, the Kickstarter will be funded on Saturday, November 11th, 2017. And that's that for this week, Antoine. We've made it through another list.
Yes.
This is good. We've survived one more week of news, and I haven't spent any money yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, that Dracodile is kind of... And red in the... I'll have to do some budgeting tonight, I think. This is very bad for me. This show is very bad for me, Antoine.
We can stop making it if you prefer.
Oh, Antoine, right to the heart. Next thing you're going to tell me you could replace me with Yom if it's too much trouble for me, right? If it's too tempting.
You're doing the editing. It's not like I could help. You still listen to us.
Cut me right to my soul. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm going to let you go on that point. Have a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you next week.
Bye, geeks.
Thanks for listening to Geeks of the North. If you want to contact us, you can email us at geeksofthenorth@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksofthenorth, or follow us on Twitter at Geeks of the North. You can follow me, Paul, at PRFilio, Antoine at Eltonio Berg, Steve at B_Steve, and if you really feel the need, I guess you can follow Yom. He's at Yomasta. Breaks and outro music by Ladrav. You can listen to them at ladrav.bandcamp.com. See you next time, geeks.
Thank you for checking out United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find the Game Crafter Official Podcast, a weekly podcast dedicated to the tabletop game print-on-demand company, The Game Crafter, and its growing community. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.